Good morning, everyone. I could have ignored this politician, Hassan from Ghana, but every day I see more reasons why I shouldn't. He's sleeping, he's walking on ground that could become very slippery. Yesterday, I saw a video where he still could not contain his grievances against the Igbos. And instead of focusing on the Igbo who went to Ghana, and I repeat, engaged in the mistake of creating a monarchy around himself, he could not stop, politician Hassan could not stop extending his grievances to the Igbos as an ethnic group, saying all sorts of things he did not understand and couldn't have understood because he's not. I had people addressing him as a doctor, but he does not act like somebody that went through the rigors of academia. He said that Igbo prostitutes are in Ghana. Maybe he should make inquiries about when Ghanaians were in Nigeria in large numbers, about what they were doing. But that's not the crux of the issue in discussion. The crux of the issue in discussion is that Ghana has laws. If Ghanaian laws are against prostitution, it should be used against anybody engaging in prostitution in Ghana. But to tar the Igbos with prostitution, and people like me who specialize in the study of genocide to keep quiet, I will be derelict in my training. I'll be derelict. I'll be ignoring all the years of training I went through. Incitements lead to violence, and he's trying to incite people against the Igbos. And yesterday, I became confirmed in my suspicions. He said he will be president of Ghana one day. Politician Hassan said he will be president of Ghana one day. So what is he trying to do? He's trying to whip up Ghanaians, to stir up their emotions, to become another. I don't want to compare him with real tyrants because he's an amateur as far as I'm concerned. But the fascistic tendencies are there. He's trying to build up a base by scapegoating a population, a demographic. And he's leaning into Nigeria. And to call a spade again, what I'm seeing is a manifestation of anti-Semitism. And I will be surprised if there is not a spike in anti-Semitism at the present moment. If you go through what you find on television everywhere, there are all kinds of attacks against the state of Israel, against the Jewish people. I would not say that the state of Israel has behaved perfectly. No state in the world has behaved perfectly. No, most states in the world have not behaved well. But you will see that the state of Israel is singled out. Why? Because it is a state of the Jews. Then, since this year, what have we been seeing? The Igbos control no power in Nigeria. They are the most disempowered Nigerians. But a few days ago, I saw a video of a Muslim cleric who comes from an ethnicity that everybody should be sorry for, because the poor people in that demographic are assailed by all sorts of problems in the world, including poverty, lack of education. This guy did not see this as a problem. The only problem was the Igbos who are in his region to help. In his region of Nigeria, the Igbos provide goods and services that nobody else could provide at affordable cost. But to him, Nyamri is the problem. The names of streets which bear Igbo names are being renamed in Lagos. Then, the mistakes of an Igbo who went to Ghana and should have faced his business, but who got a little money and became megalomaniac, began to dream of becoming a king, is being used to scapegoat an ethnic group which has known genocide many times within a century. And one clown came up from Cameroon to complain that for the Igbos they would have been Nigerians. This idiot, who is illiterate, did not think that the Igbos have never been sovereign in Nigeria or anywhere, have not been sovereign since at least 150 years, but the part of Cameroon that was sundered off Nigeria left about 70 years or thereabouts. How could the Igbos who were not sovereign have pushed them out? Moreover, the Igbos don't have a border, don't have boundaries with his ethnicity, so how did these Igbos push them out? Of course, I know the history. The Igbos were willing to work. And the person that works earns wages. And when the Igbos earn wages, people are envious of them. That is why this ant came out of the woodwork to say that the Igbos drove them out of Nigeria. Of course, all these are manifestations of anti-Semitism. And why is it dangerous? This incitement will ultimately lead to violence. The demonization of the Igbos in Ghana will ultimately lead to violence. Politician Hassan urged the police in Ghana to do their job. If the laws are against prostitution, people that are arrested should face the music. Yeah. People in Ghana who engage in prostitution should do their work. Stop inciting the people against the Igbo people. And I'll use this opportunity to tell the Igbo people themselves. Any Igbo who engages in prostitution is acting against Omenana. No level of poverty should push an Igbo to engage in prostitution. So if you are an Igbo man or an Igbo woman and you are facilitating engaging in human trafficking, you are wrong both against God and against the Igbo people. And Igbo people themselves should be careful. They should be careful. They should know that they have enemies, people who are out to do them harm. People who just hate them because they are Igbos. I don't want to say because they are Jews, because I do not want to keep identifying all the people of Israel as the Jews until the internal issues in that family of the people of Israel is resolved and people began to realize that the groups that have been called Jews for a very long period are not the only people of Israel. What affects the Igbos affects the Jews in equal measure. The Igbos are as much victims of anti-Semitism as the Jews are. But because the Jews or the groups constructed as the Jews belonging to the demographics identified as the whites have been in visibility for much longer, it is their plight that everybody notices. The plight of the Igbos is not noticed. So, but do the danger go away when it faces the Igbos? No, it's still there. And it is incumbent on the Igbos to do something about all this. I do not think that any group can save any group from genocide. The group that is endangered themselves have to do something, and the Igbos can still do something. If you are an Igbo, Igbo land can still contain you. You will not starve to death if you stay in Igbo land, but you will be putting yourself in more danger if you go to Ghana to engage in prostitution. You have seen that apart from risks of incurable diseases, there is somebody in Ghana now willing to incite Ghanaians against the Igbos because he wants to be a president of Ghana one day. At this point, I yield.